As promised, we go from old man yelling at a cloud into the 17 of you listening to bringing in some youth, some savvy, the old quarterback at John Carroll, the aspiring sports talker, Anthony Moeglin. Welcome back to Zac Jackson and Friends.
Zach, great to be back. Wish it was under better circumstances, but always good to be on the show. Excited to talk about the Saturday that was.
Everybody's still undefeated, Megs. We're not going to be too down about the preseason. We are going to be realistic, but we're not going to be too down. We still got 4 weeks as we go forward. I had a thought. Like, I wanted to start firing you. Like, how did you watch it as a quarterback? But I had like a bigger picture thought before we get into that, because I'm going to try to filibuster around the Browns quarterback situation as much as I can. Like, I really think, like, in this sports talk culture and like dudes talk to dudes culture, like, if you're a quarterback, you're always a quarterback, right? Yep. Like, if you're a second baseman, okay. If you were a linebacker, cool. Put the fries in the bag, bro. Right? Like, nobody cares that I was a JV point guard. I mean, there's like 3 people that do. But like, if you're a quarterback, you're always a quarterback, and that's like pretty cool.
Yeah. It was so I watch it in a number of different ways. So I consume the Browns as a fan, but I coached for 4 years, so I have the coaching eye to it all. But then I watch it from the quarterback eye as well. And so there's a number of different ways to break it all down. From the quarterback perspective, I thought that both guys and let's talk initial thoughts, like during the game on Saturday. Like, my initial takeaway, first drive, I agreed with your tweet. I was like, we really came out and ran the ball 3 straight times. Right. Nothing. I'm like, what the hell? Yes. We were all so excited for like the young guys and just what the quarterbacks got and all this stuff. And it was bang, 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 Quinshon. All right, we're going to go punt this thing. Be like, all right, here we go. That's such a Browns first drive. However, the second drive comes, and I honestly thought, Zach, like, there was both guys, we're not even going to talk about Dylan at the end. Both guys, Shador and Deshaun, I think showed some positives. Like, there was absolutely some things where you're like, oh, that was a good throw, or good decision, or, hey, this improved. Like, there was absolutely some good. Unfortunately, it gets outweighed with the bad. And I think that from Shador's perspective, his bad was much worse than I think what Deshaun's was, because I think that there was a very, very clear and obvious drop-off of like, oh, first string offensive line came out, and the whole thing went to shit. So like, it was really easy for me to see, all right, there are some positives that you can build on. And like, from Deshaun's perspective, I was excited to see the arm strength, and when it was there, he could get to the outsides. Like, that was good. Over the middle, like we talked about last week, it looks like he's really scared to go over the middle, and that was consistent in the game. And then from Shador, it was like, oh, there were some good things. He stayed in the pocket, got to a check down. Right. If he doesn't flutter that ball over the middle, Zach, like, we're talking about like, oh, that was a really good day. Like, that was potentially a really good day. Mm-hmm. So from my perspective, it was up and down, but I saw some positives, at least, that I could take away from each of those guys.
I agree. There were some positives. I kind of touched on them before I brought you on here. Yep. I think, though, my main take, and I understand that they took the offensive line out after 2 drives, but I think that Deshaun just freezes when he's supposed to be looking over the middle, that he misses guys, that he's hesitant, whether he doesn't trust what he sees or does. And I feel like that's exactly what we were saying in the summer of 23 and 24. And at the time, there was still hope, because there was still a full commitment to him. And if it's the same shit, then don't waste your time.
Yeah. Zach, so that was my thoughts on Saturday. I watched the all 22 tape today, or Sunday, as we're watching this. I'm preparing for a film breakdown show on another channel tomorrow. It is so easy, or so obvious, when he gets off of read number 1, his eyes just go from the secondary down, right down to the ground, or to a check down. And there was guys cut loose. There was guys that when he stepped up in the pocket, there's one specifically that Denzel Boston would still be running today, right now, into the end zone. That was like, oh my God. It was like, oh my God. Like, you got to see it. So, it was like, dude, this is your last go at it. This is year 10. Like, you've been doing this for a long time. Like, some of this stuff, like, are we still doing this? Like, even after 2 years, which comes down off of like, there were some good positives, but the positive stuff was like quarterback 101. Like, there was the entry level. It was the 3rd and 8 to Denzel Boston. After you got motion, you knew it was man coverage. Hell yeah, I'm going to go throw it to 6'4", 230 when he's on a cornerback. Yeah, easy. Sign me up. So up and down for sure. Yeah.
I know you went to church today. I didn't make it, but thank Jesus this is the last year we got to watch Deshaun Watson play quarterback. Yeah. Not to go full Shadorian here, But before we get to his part, I want to start with a nitpick and go back to something you said.
Yeah.
4th and 1 at like the 6-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's the preseason. Todd Monken. We're not interested in running the ball. It's Shedeur Sanders. It's his third and last drive. Or it wasn't his third and last. He threw, but he's got you down there. Call a play. Make him make a play. Don't hand a ball off on 4th and 1. It's the fucking preseason.
Yes, absolutely. And let's go back let's go back through that sequence. They get down to the red zone. Shout out my boy Luke Floria. I'm going to bang this drum. Sorry about it to your fans. I want Luke Floria on this team somehow, some way.
Okay.
Like if we have to lie and cheat and make him a 54th guy, let's do it because get him on this roster. I love him. But it makes that big long completion down the middle, which by the way was awesome. It was the Bears disguised an all-out blitz. Shedeur did a really good job of like getting depth from the offensive line. A really like sturdy drop. He was on balance. He dropped back deeper than he normally did and delivered a great ball. Awesome. He gets down. The first play in the red area is one he's going to want back. He started to the right and I can't tell if it was two different progressions where he got to choose one. I think it was that, but had he started left, we would have had a touchdown. It would have believed to have been to Gage Larvadain. Catch tuck into the end zone. Fine. He was on the right side. I don't know the coaching. So that was first down or maybe second down or whatever. The next pass play, he did a really good job of. He went through an entire progression, stepped up in the pocket, and then flipped his hips and dropped it down to Marty Marshall, who got a couple yards. That set up the 4th down where they just punched it and they ran it. And I'm like, dude, such an easy layup to just, hey, it's 4th down, pressure's on. What are you going to do? And like that.
And that's actually where he's good is like that quick release stuff too.
And Zach, like him or not, agree with him or not, whatever. He does tend to show up in the bigger moments. Like that's when he makes his plays. And like that was a good opportunity for him to do it.
Yeah. Now, counterpoint to that, 2 things. One, maybe Todd just doesn't want to show his 4th and short play right now. Right. And it's like, get it. Although, I still think I'm right about the first thing. And 2, like in general, one thing I did, I still have to go back and rewatch it because I want to watch the linemen. I want to watch the receivers. I was mostly charting like the personnel early. When were they in the gun? Who was running it? And I don't think it was super telling because they're so short on tight ends. Yeah. They were, I just feel like they were running the same plays over and over again, which is a perfectly normal preseason operation. The pick that Shedeur threw is the pick on a play he threw last week in practice. The pick that Dylan threw is a pick he threw. Like they are concentrating on 6 or 8 or 10 plays right now, and there's nothing wrong with that because we're all tired of this competition, and that's going to be the next question. But like you're still in that stage to where that's fine. You don't need to come out guns a-blazing and show it all on August 15th.
Zach, that's the big takeaway. Like God bless you and everybody who like lives. And as I sit here after week 1 of the freaking preseason, this Twitterverse is banana land, dude. These people, there's people out there like making sweeping agreements or statements on these guys. And we're like, practice started 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. They've been playing football as a team with a new head coach for 2.5 weeks. It's not going to look perfect. I think Todd, like Todd after the game when he was like, this is a marathon and like this is like we're still in training. Like we're training for like, yes, everybody. And what you just said, Zach, they filtered through a lot of the similar plays. You saw a lot of same plays that Deshaun ran, that Shedeur ran as well. There was no game planning about there was no nothing. Like it was just go out and play football. It's hard to like make sweeping like agreements or final statements on these guys going through, but there were some takeaways that I thought the personnel thing that I'm curious to dig into that a little bit more on that. But what I really liked, Zach, and I want to get your perspective on this, is that for the first time in 7 years, we saw a coach throw out different stuff, different looks, under center, shotgun with motion, motioning different guys across the formation, like really tinkering and trying to allow these guys to show what they're best in. Because I truthfully believe, like, Todd has had a bad week of trusting him or whatever. But, like, I truly believe when he says he's going to fit this offense to the offensive best skill set, he's going to do it. And he's going to allow these guys to show him what that is.
I think that's his intent. And I think his intent is not to tank. It's to win games. And I agree with people who say that. I would just say there's a big difference between we want to win and we're capable of winning. Yeah. And when I watch these quarterbacks, I don't think they're capable of winning. Yes, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. But right now they're headed to the Grand Canyon. They're not. This is not like turning the corner and then in downtown where there's a bunch of water and your loved ones waiting on you. And I don't want to be that way, right? Yeah. Like yesterday was not the Super Bowl. This Thursday is not the Super Bowl. Of course, there's learning. Of course, there's tinkering. Of course, but like we have watched now 15 spring practices. We watched 2/3 of them. We've watched now 13, 14, right, practices in a preseason game. Like, the quarterback play is just not good enough. And I don't want to say it's 0-win quarterback play, but this is 2-win. Like, I think the receivers are too good for this team to win 0 games.
Yeah.
But I think right now, like, that this team could be 2-15 if there's not huge improvements.
Yeah, like, that's the unfortunate part is when you watch that game on Saturday, like, there you see things that you really love to see. We'll get into all the rookies, we'll get into some of the guys, but like, the unfortunate part is it just all comes down to the quarterback, and it was not good enough. And the line, Zach, is so thin, right? And you know this. You've been doing this for a long time. Everybody watching knows this. If Shedeur doesn't float that ball over the middle and that thing is down, instead of it being at 8-foot level, if that's down at 6 feet and Malachi Corley can go up and grab it, I'm not kidding you that if it doesn't score a touchdown, that play is going to be a 50-yard gain, right? Where he was cut loose, there was nobody left, and we're having a much different conversation. But that's the line in the NFL. Like, that is it. Instead of winning a game on Sunday because the ball slipped out of your hands and it floated, you lose. And instead of beating the Bengals and getting a game in the division, nope, you lose a game in the division because of a play like that. And it's so razor thin that those types of mistakes unfortunately just can't happen. And it sucked that it was that it happened, and it's right in our face, and it's the only thing anybody's going to remember when they think back to the preseason week 1.
Getting out of quarterbacks for a minute, I'm sure we'll come back whether we want to or not. Who's a guy that you want to see again next Saturday, either for good reasons or bad?
Okay, guy I want to see I guess we saw some reports today. Coates, our defensive back, is he going to be back?
He's going to be out a few days, so I presume this week. But they don't think it's major right now. But this kid's got a chance to be around,
dude. Yeah. And again, everything's got to be taken in context. But you really like what you saw out of him. Not even my favorite play wasn't even the interception, which I thought the interception was very, very savvy zone coverage play. Like, I think that was awesome. Came off his guy, undercut a route, beautiful. The play that was outstanding was a left sideline throw, some type of a speed out, and instead of trying to undercut it or attacking a guy, in a different way, he went over the top of the receiver and just punched through the catch zone. So if the hands were like this, he punched right through the catch zone. And it was like, oh, that's a good play, because why it had my attention is we've talked about this. The depth in behind your top 2 cornerbacks is 0. We saw it. Right? We saw it. Case Keenum dialed us up for a full half. Right. So I was like, I loved what I saw to Coates. I'll wait on the other ones because we'll get to the rookies later. But Coates, I'll submit my answers, Coates. I'm excited to see him continue to progress.
Yeah. So this is Sunday night, as you mentioned, when we record this. Todd Monken did his conference call today. And first he said Fano did okay for a rookie. And I think later he realized how that sounded.
Yeah.
But he kind of added a little more detail. And look, there's going to be a learning curve. This guy's a 21-year-old left tackle who has not played left tackle. I have not watched it closely. Like, I chose live to follow the personnel. What did you think of his first pro action?
So I watched it back, and like the good was so good. Like, the good was like, it had Stonewall like vibes to it of like, this could be some technique things, and maybe it wasn't perfect. And I saw a couple run plays where he wasn't getting up to the second level, and it looked like he may have been unsure of what to do. But every time that the Browns dropped back and passed, like, he was in the right spot, beat his guy to the point of attack, and then when he did it physically, and like was pushing dudes around. I was very impressed by the first round of Spencer Fano.
Okay, that's interesting. They're playing 3 punters, right? They're playing guys at corner. About? They're just pulling warm bodies at corner, which is what you got to do. And I think everybody's rooting for Michael Coates. This guy didn't play high school football, transferred 3 times in college, didn't even get signed initially. They needed a guy during minicamp. Now he's got a chance to make the team if he can stay healthy, at least on the practice squad. Everybody's rooting for Luke too. Now, listen, Kent Staters and mentor folks, come after me if you need to. The reality is there's no way this can be one of your best 53 players.
Yeah.
However, the guy goes out and makes plays when he gets the opportunities, and that's how you get the chance to get called up when you're called upon.
That's the Luke. Luke, unfortunately, I'm a big Luke fan. Unfortunately, last year was the year he could have made the roster, right? Where the wide receiver room was decimated, right? Yeah. And he could have been like a little spark there. The unfortunate part is that he has to be able, because when you're looking at this, they're going to take if they're taking 6 receivers, 5 of the positions are already spoken for.
Sure.
And the last position is going to be a guy who has to contribute on special teams. And when you look at Luke, Floria, Malachi Corley, Cedric
Engage.
Tillman, and Gage Larvadane, like Corley's going to be the one who's going to be contributing. You saw them throw Luke out there like on punt return and kickoff. I saw him running down the field as a gunner and just kind of getting bullied a little bit. I'm like, oh, they're trying. They're trying to get him out there.
They're trying,
somehow.
right. Yeah.
But it's unfortunate. Like, hopefully he's like a practice squad guy that they can pull up if needed throughout the year.
Well, listen, folks, even if we weren't super excited about Concepcion in Boston, even if we were just like, okay, we just named the bubble of the wide receiver group, and Cedric Tillman, a starter for the last 2 years, is not even in the bubble group now. That doesn't mean something won't change in the next couple of weeks, but the cuts are 2 weeks from today, and he's not even in the bubble group right now.
Zach, that's a testament to finally we have receivers. Like finally, and the two puppies are awesome. They've elevated Jerry Jeudy's game to a different so hopefully he can continue to elevate because he was good. The one ball he caught was awesome. Great route off the line, the good catch. But all those, that room has elevated itself. No questions asked.
Right now, I equate the Browns receivers to the Guardians bullpen, and it's not a 1-to-1 comparison because the Guardians bullpen isn't good, but the offense is so shitty. They have to be so perfect.
Yeah.
And this receiving core, when they get into real games, still young kids, still Jerry Jeudy who catches it on occasion, Isaiah Bond who can still get open but is learning the nuances. Their opportunities to get well-thrown balls are going to be few and far. Their opportunities to really get into space are going to be few and far. So every mistake, and some are going to be made, is going to be magnified. Now, I do think Concepcion is good. We said it 2 weeks ago. This guy's going to get design touches. This guy's going to create. And Denzel Boston is a confident big dude who's still got a long way to go, but man, a lot of it's there already, and he's 4 weeks from really starting his NFL career.
KC, what do you have? 5 touches for 71 total yards. The punt return. Hey, was it this show that I said don't put him on punt return? Did I say that on this one?
I think so.
Holy shit. I've never eaten my words faster. I was like, he caught it, and it was like, oh, yeah, baby.
You were in high school the last time they had a punt returner. Yes.
Yeah.
We did talk about that last week. Yeah.
Honestly. He was special, and I'm really excited to see the catching. Because the only conversation on him is the drop. Oh, he drops it. Sure, he's going to have – no one's going to be perfect, but he competes his tail off, and he just does everything physically and with great intent. What I love, Zach, again, change up from the last 6 years of Browns football. The jet sweep that they ran to him just wasn't a jet sweep. They actually had some flavor off of it where they pulled both guards the other direction, and everything looked like it was power or sweep to the left. And then zoom, you bring back your fastest, most powerful runner off the other side. And it wasn't just a straight, jet motion, handoff, tackle for loss. It had some action to it. And the result was a 20-yard gain for a touchdown. It was good stuff.
Yeah. The details matter, right? That's how this goes. Yeah. All right. So I'll have at least one more podcast before then. I don't know if you and I will talk before then, but the joint practice is a big deal. Buffalo's obviously a quality opponent. We're not in that room, but if you were in the room with quarterbacks coach Mike Bajaki and Todd Monken, what would you be talking to about the guys here? We need to drill down on this, and either one of you guys, if this is still a battle, I think the door is closing quickly on Shedeur Sanders, but if this is still a battle, what do each of those guys need to do on Thursday in kind of a last statement situation?
Yeah, Zach, I am today when they were in the facility. If I'm Bajaki and I have written on the board, this is the most important week of the hey. If you want to win this competition, it happens from today, Sunday, through Thursday, right? That is how you roll out as a starter in week 1, because these next 4 days are going to be mission critical for both of these guys, because they want to have this thing. You mentioned it just a little bit ago. They want this thing done. It needs to be done as you go into the last week. This is it. Like you said, the door's probably closing for more reasons than one, but hey, Shedeur, if you want to win this, you need to have the best week of football you've ever had in your entire life this week. Bar none, period. Go out and do all the right things. For Deshaun, it's same thing, really. If we're going to approach this as this is still an open competition, both these dudes have to be at their best. And if I'm the coach in that room, I'm pressing that urgency. Hey, which one of you dudes is going to go out and take it? Because we don't want to just hand it to, the best loser here. One of you guys go out and take it some way, somehow.
Yeah. I think the optional minicamp, guys, was on April 21st. So we've all been in this dental chair since April 21st. And it's time to get the hell out and go back to work, right? Like rinse off, take some Tylenol.
I'm done.
Yes. Gargle, spit that shit out and move on with your life. It is time for this quarterback competition to end. Like I said, probably one more podcast, maybe two. I'll be at practice this week. I don't know what isn't going to pop, but Thursday is the day we are counting on. So appreciate you guys listening. Appreciate Anthony Moeglin for joining us again. Appreciate Fully Loaded. Hey, some of this stuff shows up on YouTube at Zac Jack Friends. I'm on Instagram and on Twitter at Akron Jackson. Trying to grow this. Appreciate you guys playing a part in that. We're now 2 years in to Zac Jackson and Friends, heading to a third season and headed to next April's draft. For Anthony, I'm Zach. Talk to you soon on Zac Jackson and Friends.